off to the running back. Got a good hold. Gets it out. Loose football. It's on the ground. Still being chased. I think DeKalb County may have fallen on it. Crowd getting fired up. Oh, boy, that was Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor came in there and laid the lumber.
Fakes the handoff. Back to throw. Now he throws it. Got a man wide open. Intercepted at the 35 to the 40. 45-50. 45 to the 40. Gets inside. 35-30. That is Cox. He is spun down at the 20-yard line. Taylor looking to throw. Now he's going to run up the middle. Taylor to the 30, to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Pioneers.
Wow, what a run. It's a quarterback draw right there. He was not going to be denied on that.
Taylor with a 36-yard run. He's going to throw it. That is for Aldino. It's going to be intercepted. Warren County with the interception to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Pioneers. And the Pioneers will give Matt Turner his first win as a head coach. He didn't have to wait long. Here we go. This could be the ball game right here. Give goes to Taylor up the middle. Taylor is in there for the two-point conversion.
Here we go. Under center, just jumped the pile.
1:34 left to play in the game. Warren County leading 36-35. 3rd and 3. Nelson going to throw down the sideline. Got a man out there. Intercepted. Dante Elam with the interception, and that ought to take care of it. So the Pioneers are going to have to go 90 yards, a minute and a half to tie the game. Taylor takes the snap, drops back to throw. Looking, now running. Going to let it fly. This one will be caught at the 50 to the 45 to the 40 and dragged down at the 38-yard line. But Cedric Cox making the catch. Taylor taking the snap. Going to run up the middle. Taylor to the 10. Taylor to the 5. Touchdown, Pioneers.
Wow, spread him out and ran right up the middle.
Snap is down. The kick by Curtis on the way. Yes, sir. Good. That is your ball game. And that is a win for the Pioneers. What an exciting homecoming as the Pioneers beat Siegel tonight, 29-28.
They're just going to pound the ball right now.
Right. Taylor handing off to Cox. 50, 45 to the 40, to the 35, and down to the 31-yard line. Goes with Cedric Cox. Give goes to Taylor, trying to near side, to the 10, to the 5. Taylor to the end zone. Touchdown, Pioneers.
Brought Elrod back in at quarterback, but Taylor at tailback.
Give goes to Cox, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Pioneers. Taylor takes the snap, hands it off to Xander Lee. May have gotten a yard, the push back now, hands it off to Taylor. Taylor's going to run with it. He is to the 10, to the 5, touchdown. Man in motion. Hands off up the middle to Xander Lee, to the 45, to the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, and out of bounds. Elrod under center, hands to Taylor, looking for running room. Taylor battles his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Pioneers.
And that heavy set again.
Back to throw goes Shenwell. Pass is going to be intercepted to the 45, 40, 35, and bumped out of bounds. That is Elrod with the interception. Inside handoff to Rippey. 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and down at the 6-yard line goes Rippey. Man in motion. Give goes to Xander Lee. Touchdown, Pioneers. Xander Lee right up the middle. See if the Pioneers will take a shot to the end zone here. Elrod takes the snap, drops back. And he's going to let it go. Long pass up for grabs. Touchdown, Pioneers! Taylor makes the catch over 2 defenders. And the Pioneers score on the last play of the first half.
Memories of a fun season from 2019. Here we are in 2020. Nobody needs to remind us of that. But we're going to play football, and it's going to be Warren County and Dekalb County this coming Friday night. Welcome to the inaugural installment of Turner Time, featuring Warren County head football coach Matt Turner. I'm Jay Walker with 92.1 The Ticket, your radio home for Pioneer Sports all season long. We're also joined by Jeff Simmons, the man known as Warren County Sports Authority, longtime sports reporter for Warren County Sports. And we welcome you to the show. We're going to talk some football here on Turner Time.
Turner Time, baby.
You're ready for it, Coach.
Yes, sir.
You're jumping right into it, bringing the energy we knew you'd always have.
Well, we saw the video earlier of last season, the highlights. Talk a little bit about 2019.
For me, as being first year coach, it was great. We was watching that, talking about how we dominated at home, 4-1 at home. Very exciting. Of course, we struggled on the road, and a lot of that was on, my learning curve as a head coach. People don't realize we was 5 points away from making it into the playoffs. And I put that loss to Cookville on my shoulders. Of course, Coach Maynard at Cookville was a very experienced coach, and he out-coached me. That's part of the game. But, we was 5 points away from going to the region in one of the toughest regions in the state of Tennessee, if not the toughest region. So, awesome year. Hope to double down this year and bring some great things to Warren County again.
Last year was your first year as a head coach. What did you learn from last season?
I learned that there's a lot that I do not know, and that you're never too young. Yeah, great lesson, right? And even right now, still struggling with that. There's just so many moving parts to the whole system. Because I've been an assistant coach for many years, and of course you're always asking in the back of your mind, why ain't we doing this? Why we ain't doing that? And that head coaching responsibility is very, because there's so many moving parts to a successful season and different things of that, but I also found out that it is what I feel like I'm in the right spot at the right time, and trying to build off of it. And then, of course, I do feel like I'm the right guy right now. One thing, first season out of the way, but then it feels like a totally brand new season again with COVID and everything that we're going on. Do we have a season? Are we having a season? But I feel like being a hometown guy, somebody with my passion and love for Pioneer football, I'm the guy that's going to get us through this COVID pandemic and get our guys ready to go.
It has to be tough not knowing, especially in the last month or so, not knowing if you're going to play, but the kids, we expect them to work out,
Yep.
to stay in shape,
Yep.
and to assume that they're going to play, yet they're hearing all these different news accounts. Will we play? Will we not? That's got to be tough on coaches and players.
It was, and it was like you said, it was hard on coaches, coaching staff. And these kids are smart. They're smart, and especially with social media and the things that they see, they know that. Well, what about this? Well, we see where this school is dropping football completely in Metro Davidson County and Shelby County. They're not playing till, Coach, are we going to play? And, and that's where we talk about, we're going to control the things that we can control and do the things that we can do. And we're going to be prepared as best as we can when they give us the green light, if they give us the green light. And then we're going to roll with the punches with whatever scenarios or situations that we get, because that's just the way we coach. And I think that's the big thing of a game of football anyway, because, highs and lows of the sport. So I think that it's going to be amazing to see how these young men that are going through this team, what kind of young men they're going to go through, because they've definitely dealt with a lot of adversity right now.
Yeah. Well, we've got the 2020 schedule, and we've got Rockville. Talk about the region games. Rockville, Siegel, Blackman, Cookville, Coffee County, Riverdale, and Oakland. So it doesn't get any easier,
Absolutely not.
Same,
you start looking at it, and one of the things that all of us were talking about as we were watching that great highlight is the amount of kids in that highlight that won't be here anymore. We saw Malachi Rippey making big runs against Coffee County. Cedric Cox was making big-time plays on defense. But there's still kids that are back including C.J. Taylor, Region 368 Athlete of the Year last year. You know, as Jay runs through those lists of names or lists of teams, all those teams are going to know who number one is. Coach, you know, how do you bring back CJ into the fold knowing he's going to be the alpha dog of your team, but you have a lot of people around him that you can put, you know, where do you see this season going with this senior class?
You know, the senior class, I mean, it's one of those classes that come along that's very fortunate with athletes, you know, and athletes of all sorts, even with our linemen and obviously with the skill set of some of the athletic guys that we have. You know, we've recruited a lot of kids. Staff and I have recruited really hard, got some of the baseball kids out, the Holder brothers, Rylan and Kaysen. And what I love about it is CJ's play last year, and even you get a first-year guy like with Cedric Cox Red that came on, hadn't played football, varsity football. You know, he was good on the basketball court, got him to come out. And then Red has a tremendous season like he does and plays out like that. So that is the best recruiting tool that we had. You know, so then and then CJ getting acclimates and getting honors for the things that he done, and even our lineman Dylan Haley that moved on, that's playing at Maryville this year on a scholarship.
Noah Martin going to Swanee.
Martin going to Swanee.
Yeah,
you know, so I mean that success breeds success. I mean that's we all know that. So I think that was a step in the right way. But like this year, you was talking about this senior class. We got some new guys that's going to be replacing, like Ben Rivers, that came from the baseball team. That's going to, you know, and I've been using Red as a reference, like, man, because there's been times in practice he's been doubting himself because he knows it's going to be his first varsity game, varsity football. I said, but hey, Red was the same way, you know. But you know, and I feel like CJ's play last year has elevated, and those other guys, you know, Ryland, Kaysen, Birch, everybody in that class, they want a little bit of that, and so they're putting in the work and they're putting in the extra hours and time to get on that level.
Oh, absolutely. I think everything that we talk about with the senior class, you know, I think everybody wants to focus on C.J. Taylor. You know, 898 yards last year, 15 touchdowns. You know, the fifth most touchdowns in a single season by any back. Right. I mean, he's putting Taylor's names up there in lists with, you know, Lusk, Walmart.
Yes,
I mean, he's putting his name up there with some historic greats. Right. But he doesn't do that without Douglas Wells in front of him.
No.
He doesn't do that without Caden Jordan in front of him. And then you're talking about kids that are coming into the program. You have a Braden Bottoms who will undoubtedly factor in on that offensive line, on that defensive line. And like you said, recruiting the kids out of the hallways. And that's where we do our recruiting in Warren County, is out of the hallways. Right. I know the region may do a little bit of recruiting elsewhere from what I've been reading, but here in Warren County we only recruit out of the hallways.
Right.
So, but I think this season sets up to where it's almost, I mean, obviously the schedule is exactly like last year. It's just flip-flopped. Everywhere that came here, we go to. Everywhere we went to, they come back. And that Rockville game, that third week of the season, can be a huge, huge precursor to the things that come. You've already touched on it, how important the Cookeville game could be and was last year. Me and you have talked about this many times. There's definitely a revenge factor that may come out in week 2. You know, Jay, we both remember going to the Cannon County game and thinking a little bit, got to calm Coach down before we get on that one. But, you know, as much as we want to talk about games in the future, we're only guaranteed maybe one.
Right.
It may be.
You're right.
And that's DeKalb County. And that's the first one up.
Well, we'd like to bring you a segment we're calling the Tough Question for Turner.
All right.
And we're going to let Jeff do this because if it's too hard of a question, I don't want to get beat up. So what hard-hitting question do you have for the coach as we get ready for the season?
Coach, yeah, absolutely. We're going to try to do this every week where we field a tough question for Turner. We're actually going to allow our viewers to submit questions. So if you want to submit a tough question for Turner for next week, you can email us at wcsportsauthority@gmail.com. I'm going to take the liberty of asking the first one. Coach, why is this team different than 30 years of teams that have never had a winning record?
I believe that we're actually trying to change the culture and just the culture of the program, the culture of the system. I have brought in a staff that is from here. a staff of guys that has been a part of the last 30-year teams. You know, we had a question the other day because all of my staff members has put on that Pioneer helmet, and we have been brutally honest with these guys. But also at the same time, trying to get them to understand that they've got an opportunity of a lifetime, because we're going to have the team that breaks that 30-year tradition of losing. Warren County deserves better. Warren County is better. You know, we don't. I'm trying to find a way to not sugarcoat it. But that opportunity is going to come once, and the seniors started it last year. And like I said, they was 5 points away, maybe a couple of plays here and there away from going 6-4 last year. You know, of course, you know, Coach Madewell did some good things back in the days where they went 5-5. But there's winning record means something, and obviously there's more ways to win than just on the scoreboard. But I feel that that's what it's about. You know, at the end of the day, now obviously when you play, you know, defending state championship, Oakland, stuff like that. But I felt like we literally, I hate moral victories. I hate when people say that. You know, call it like it is. You know, we dominated that first half. Or for us, we dominated and held in there. But now we got to build off of that. So, you know, I don't know. Just the culture that we're changing, and my staff and I are teaching these guys that they are winners. You know, and that, you know.
I appreciate you not sugarcoating it. It can't be the tough question with a sugar-coated answer. So.
That's right. Well, what will also be a weekly tradition, we'd like to name the Security Federal Player of the Week. This week we'll make it special by doing a player of the preseason. These guys work hard during the preseason. So, Coach, who's your player of the week?
This year, the player of the week is going to be Cason Holder. You know, I mean, obviously, you know, C.J. Taylor would be, I mean, he's right there at it, but like going back to what we was talking about earlier, you know, C.J.'s level and play of last year has inspired a lot of the guys and has really lit a fire under Cason Holder. And Cason Holder has seen that opportunity to get out there and extend his football career. And he sees that it's going to provide him an opportunity to maybe go to school, to you know, because he's already got a couple of those offers and got a lot of interest in him. And this is a guy that came out that was playing, I mean, heck of an athlete, played baseball, different things of that nature, recruited him hard. Him and the whole baseball, all those guys, the whole baseball team actually, you know, yep. You know, and Cason's one of those guys that he's a football player. And most of those guys are, but he's worked his tail off and working every day. And then like he actually made a comment the other day in the facility after practice, after a 3-hour practice, he's in there getting some extra footwork drills. And I come in there and seen him, and I was like, "How much longer are you gonna be, Bubba?" And he goes, I don't know when I'm done, Coach." And he said, "They just ain't built like me." You know, so you know, he's earned it.
I think Cason's a worthy, deserving honor for there, because he has shown in the preseason that he's going to do the extra things that you're going to need necessary to win this year.
Yeah. So congratulations to Cason, the Security Federal Player of the Week, and thanks to Security Federal, your friendliest bank in town. Well, time to talk about the game coming up Friday night at DeKalb County in Smithville. And again, you need to get your season tickets. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but it's very important. If you want to go to the games, you need to think about season tickets. All right, DeKalb County on the road in Smithville. This a good neighboring. It's turned into a rivalry. A lot of people thought it wouldn't be much of a rivalry when it started, and we beat them 56-0. But it didn't take long for DeKalb County to Coach Trapp to get that bunch in the playing shape. It's been quite a rivalry.
I mean, going into last season, they'd even the score completely. I mean, 7-7 in the 14 years that they had matched up. Warren County took the lead last year with a 35-21 win to go up 8-7 in that. Coach Trapp is going to be coaching his 16th Warren County DeKalb County game. Wow. This year. He's coached every single Warren County DeKalb County matchup. His first game was the game that Jay just referenced, 56-0. But like you said, it's even back up, and this game has kind of always set the tone for both teams. You know, last year Warren County had a better season. It's because they started with a win over DeKalb County. You know, DeKalb County, to their credit,
they had a good season too.
To their credit, they did bounce back and had a great year.
Season.
And that's what I think that everybody wants to know about. You know, Coach, you're going up against a quarterfinalist in your very, very first game this year.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Coach Trapp in DeKalb County. I mean, he's done an awesome job with that. Of course, I've watched. I've been right here in Warren County during those 16 years that you talked about and seen a lot of those ball games. Coached through some of those ball games. Coach Trapp is going to have them ready. And I tell you one thing: DeKalb County is not worried about Warren County. They're not scared of them that they're a 6A team and they're the smaller team, and and it actually feeds into their their locker room material. Because I've told our guys all week, or even up, you said they went 3 rounds in the playoffs, which that's a added bonus. They're 3 games ahead of us. But I promise you, they didn't even put that in their locker. The first thing they put in their locker is win game 1 against Warren County when that final whistle blowed last year. So, I know that Coach Trapp's going to be ready. And this year, we had a little slight home field advantage. We had to field the hill and code red, and we had a lot of things in our favor. And it got, and I think it might have rattled DeKalb County early, and then DeKalb County woke up and said, whoa, hold up. And the next thing you know, it's 21-21. And we was in a ball game, we managed our way to come out ahead on it. But yeah, DeKalb County's. This is like I said somebody the other day. We're going into a battle. And our first battle is a big war. I mean, it's huge.
Absolutely. I mean, it's going to set the tone for everything that you're going to do. It's going to set the tone for everything that they do. And like you said, last year, race out 21-0, go to 21-21. CJ scores the touchdown, 35-yard run with about a minute to go. Eli Buchanan ends up going and getting the interception, pick 6, takes it back, all in the last minute. To make all of a sudden it's like, oh, Warren County won by 14. It's like, yeah, but they scored 14 points in the last minute 17 to make that happen. DeKalb County threw 6 interceptions last year.
Right.
They had a very big fumble that the Cedric picked up, ran back for a touchdown. They had 7 turnovers. And if you don't think that DeKalb County has been reminding people that they lost Warren County last year because of 7 turnovers, you're mistaken. They're absolutely 100% certain. You take any of those turnovers away, any one of them, and they win that game. The biggest thing is, of those 7 turnovers, 3 interceptions by Eli Buchanan, 2 interceptions by Red Cox, 1 fumble return by Red Cox, interception by Noah Martin. Those are 3 names that aren't going to be on the lineup card. Right. Those are all seniors. They're all gone now. And, Coach, I'd like to ask, coming into this game, you were a picture of health most of the last year. I know that you missed, aside from Clay Thompson missing the rest of the entire season, you had a good health season.
Right.
Where are you at right now going into that first game?
Right now, especially with the pandemic and everything that's went on, it's been tough. There's a coach out, Whitehaven coach, that I think he actually asked his school board to push his season back because he said there's no way to get a varsity team ready to play in 3 weeks. And at that time I was thinking, wow, that's kind of crazy, but I really buy into that. And I told the parents the other night, we're going to do everything in our power to have these guys ready. But it's no different than when you go work out for the first time. You ain't been to the gym in a while, and you go do leg day first day, and you avoid every stairway there is after that. And these kids, last week we kind of seen a lot of those, sore necks, sore shoulders, and just the aches and pains. And so I think my staff we've got a good plan for this week to get our legs back underneath us. Right now we got a couple guys that are just bumped and bruised, and we're actually trying to be very proactive about making sure we limit their contact, but then at the same time get everybody ready for contact. So,
well, Coach, as with the game coming up and so many questions, of course they're limiting how many people can go. I think 1/3 of the stadium.
Yes, sir.
So. We mentioned season tickets. What do fans need to do if they want to make sure they can go to the game?
Right. Well, as of right now, every game is away game is based off of what the away team is doing. The away team for DeKalb County has sent us a limited number of ticket stubs, and you're going to have that stub to actually buy a ticket at the gate on Friday night. Obviously, I told the parents and the administration, Mr. Wilmore and Mr. Clark, that, it's only right that we give those opportunity for the parents of the participants. I'm not sure. The last I heard, I don't think our band's going to be able to go. as far as the cheerleaders and the Pioneerettes. So obviously we've actually sent out this weekend we gave out the enrollment for those guys, for our parents, and then we're going to pass it down to the Pioneerettes, and then they probably when the show Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes. Tuesday airs. If there's any left, they'll be there. But I know there's probably going to be some disappointed Pioneer fans that are literally, may not get in.
And then, of course, the parents that want to be able to come to the Warren County games, there are season tickets available right now. You can check with Coach Turner.
Yes.
Players on the team, also, you can check with them to see it's the same kind of allotment. 1/3 of Nunley Stadium, they've said, is now 1,500. They're trying to do everything they can to get those season tickets sold. I think Todd Wilmore told me last week that they're probably going to go to an online payment system for any of those if they can.
That's how we're going to do it for, like, say, Cannon County.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to offer that up to Cannon County, and hopefully we're going to evolve that into next season where the Go Fan is pretty big.
But the general thing right now that you need to know is if you want to be at Nunley Stadium, you probably need to be looking and searching out somebody that has a season ticket, and the person that has the season tickets is sitting right beside
this guy. Yes, I can get you one. The Pioneer the cheerleading squad is selling them in parking passes. We're also selling season passes as well. And like I said, I'd love to sell all of them. And then hopefully, I know Coach Wilmore may get mad at me, but after we sell all 1,500, there's a big hill there and there's a lot of green grass, and I think we could squeeze a few more in there. So,
sounds like a negotiation between you and him.
Right.
And don't forget, you gotta have a mask on if you're going to be at the game.
We got those too for $18.
Yeah. So you pick one of these up if you want to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Maybe I should have worn mine tonight. Look better.
Yeah.
All right. Well, don't forget, if you can't make it to the game, we'll have it on the radio.
Yep.
92.1 The Ticket. You're home for Pioneer Sports all season long. Warren County Sports Authority will have all the coverage.
Absolutely. We're going to do everything we can to get you the latest and quickest coverage on WCSportsAuthority.com. All
right. I want to thank our sponsor, Security Federal, as we're coming to you tonight from Mutt Pumps. Well, Coach, any closing remarks before we go?
No, I ask you guys to stand behind these kids and, know that we're going to make mistakes and we're going to overcome mistakes, and these kids are working their tail off, the coaching staff's working their tail off, and we're doing everything we can to provide the best honorable team that we can, and that's the game of football, ups and downs, and be patient with us throughout this COVID stuff and the social distancing, and wear your mask so we can wear ours, and DeKalb County is a short drive, so if you don't have that ticket stub, I'm not saying that they may not turn away your money, so we definitely want that Pioneer pride and crowd yelling, so
absolutely.
But go Pioneers.
All right, that's going to do it for our inaugural edition of Turner Time. We thank you for watching. And for Coach Matt Turner, Warren County Sports Authority, Jeff Simmons, I'm Jay Walker. We'll see you next time on Turner Time.